This one time, my friend told me that her mom was adopted, and then I convinced her that her grandma probably kidnapped her mom as a baby because I knew her grandma, and there was no way in hell anybody gave Winifred a baby. That woman had been a raging alcoholic since she was like 12. She worked at a liquor store her entire life, and she lived in a rundown one-bedroom trailer. Absolutely nobody stepped foot in that trailer, met Winnie, and was like, yes, you seem like the perfect candidate for adoption. You're exactly who I want to raise my baby. Not even in the 60s did that happen, okay? And so then I got her on board with my whole conspiracy, and we went and started researching babies that had been kidnapped or went missing in the area that her mom was born during that time frame, and we found one that fit pretty well. And so she decided to do an ancestry DNA test to see if she matched any of that baby's family. And while we were waiting for the results to come back, we ended up down this other rabbit hole of that area in Alaska. There's this whole group of moms who had given birth and then been told that their babies died, and they were never given any proof. They never got to see their baby, and so they were convinced that the hospital was doing this huge scandal where they were selling babies, right? And we're like, what if your mom was one of these babies? But then the DNA test comes back and she matches her mom's biological father. And this guy messages her instantly. Literally, the day the DNA match hits, he sends her a message and is like, hey, I took every DNA test years ago, hoping to one day be able to connect with the baby that I gave up for adoption. And I'm like, who the heck gave Winnie this freaking baby? And it turns out it was some crazy church scandal. So him and his high school sweetheart got pregnant young, and their families were super religious and did not want anybody to know about this because they were very against teenage pregnancies, very against premarital stuff. And so the families arranged for the baby to go to a well-off conservative family within the church, and they were going to raise the baby. And then when the biological parents were of age, they were supposed to get that information to be able to contact the baby if they wanted to. Biological parents end up getting married and having kids of their own, and then wanting to contact the baby they gave up for adoption. The records don't exist because the church did not do what they said they were going to do. Instead, they sold the baby to Winnie for $2,000. So all this time, he thought that his baby was being raised in some conservative, well-off Christian family, but instead, she was raised by Winnie the